Hi guys, welcome back to
Guess who's back? Back again. Tell your friends.
You finished?
I'm excited to be back.
I can imagine you are, yeah. Welcome back to New Dram Drinker. As I was saying, we are back in...
I know we're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that
This
look
how it's going to
upon your
be.
face.
This look upon my face.
I'll be quiet now.
I'm going to have to say we're back, so keep stum. So we're back for 2022. We've got more videos planned, lots of fun going on. I'll probably end up doing them on my own if she keeps on interrupting me like
Lots
this.
of fun going on, but I'm bringing the fun and you just keep telling me to stop.
I'm the host. I'm like the dramatic kind of.
You are a bit dramatic, aren't you?
Oh, anyway. So let's have a look what this week's whiskey is.
So as you saw, this is Douglas Laing's Scallywag, the chocolate edition. I mean, what's not to love? Whiskey, chocolate.
I can tell you one thing that's not to love. If it doesn't taste like chocolate.
Yeah, I suppose.
Because if you've watched our videos before, we've had other whiskies that are meant to have this chocolate note. And we've not been able to
struggled
taste it.
slightly,
It's one of those notes that we seem to really struggle with. Put in the comments if you struggle with it as well, because it's really kind of passed us by on some whiskies, hasn't it?
So we're hoping this one is like proper, you can taste the chocolate.
And some of them, well, a lot of the other ones we've tried, they haven't said... So it's like it's on their like list of notes, isn't it? It's not on the label as such. It's just like one of the notes you might get if you drink this whiskey. This one's got it on the label.
They've actually called it.
Yeah. So it better bloody have a chocolate note in there, because if it hasn't, I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah. But we do like Scallywag. We always buy the Christmas edition. We've had a few of them. They've never let us down. They're Speyside blended malts. Do exactly what they say on the tin. So
Reliable.
This one, I'm expecting more of the same, with a huge chocolate element.
Fingers crossed, because I mean, we have drank a little bit of this, but we've mostly given it away as samples to friends, to be honest, because it has had a lot of interest, hasn't it, from people who've come to the house. They've wanted to try it, so we know what they thought. We've had a little bit of it, but not enough really to give a verdict on it. We're going to do that now for you. So let's move on and have a snifteroo of the nose. So on with the nose, what do you think?
Well, instantly the sherry influences come out.
Yeah, definitely.
It's all those juicy, dried fruits, red fruits, it's just like raisins and prunes and dates and...
Any chocolate
lovely.
on the nose?
Not yet.
No, I agree with you with those notes. It's all the dark fruits. I'm maybe getting a touch of dark chocolate, maybe.
It's not harsh. It is the most softest but full flavoured, like really rich but just gentle and elegant. Oh, I think they actually use the word elegant, don't they? I think they might use the word elegant on the label. But
do you think it noses at 48%?
No, not at all.
It's quite mellow.
Oh, it's beautiful.
On the nose, isn't it? It's
really
nice.
But there's loads of flavour, so don't take mellow for not smelling of anything, because it is so rich and full of flavour, but just so delectable.
I'm thinking like cocoa. I'm getting a slight cocoa, yeah. You come.
No.
You're not getting it. Come out and then just go back in. You don't get the cocoa. That's when I get it at the very start, then it fades to like the sherries. I definitely get it.
No.
Now, how much of that is because it's called
power
chocolate?
Of suggestion, maybe.
I definitely think I can get it.
It smells like a really full, creamy whiskey. Like, it doesn't smell thin. It doesn't smell watery. It doesn't smell spicy.
It makes you want to drink it, doesn't it? Which is what we always say.
And it's making my mouth water, which to me is always a good sign.
Okay, so I'm going to bring up the slider to show whether we like it or not. Yeah. Whereabouts
Easy
do you think
me.
It fits?
So good. It's in this area.
Up top there.
Yeah, so good. It smells beautiful.
I'm thinking maybe a little bit more. It's definitely the better.
Yeah.
end of the cider.
It smells lovely, yeah.
Maybe I would have wanted a little bit more in the nose for me.
Okay.
Maybe a bit stronger on the chocolate
I can
note.
see why, yeah. And it has sat in the glass for
Yeah.
probably 15, 20 minutes.
So I'm going to go probably a little bit less than you, but overall it's definitely up the good end.
Yeah, beautiful. Can we drink it now?
Of course we can. Let's have a... I haven't got any phrases for drinking it. I've got snifteroo for nose in here, but what can we do for... yeah. Let's have a drinky poos. Let's have a drinky poos on it.
I'm going in.
I'm sure you are.
Such a cold mouthfeel. Really cold mouthfeel.
It's had time to warm up in the glass, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I would say definitely get the 48%.
Yes.
Let you know it's 48%.
Yeah.
Doesn't let you know it's higher than the 40.
Yeah.
There is a chocolate note. I'm going to give it that.
Oh, really?
You're still struggling with it. Maybe I'm suggestible more than you. Because I'm definitely getting it's more of a cocoa note than like a dairy milk kind of note.
Yeah.
It's like a bit, that really dark chocolate that you love.
Okay.
It's closer to that than a white or like milk chocolate.
I think I've got to get past the sherry notes. The sherry is just so there for me. That's what's making my mouth water. It's the sultanas, red fruits. They're like the plums, like real juicy red fruits.
What you've also got to remember that is as much the profile of this whiskey as the chocolate is, just because you're not getting the chocolate necessarily.
And I think there's a really lovely warm wood note, like a cask, like like bourbon. I tend to get you get a lot of wood, don't you? The drying wood. That's how I always distinguish bourbon. It's not as sweet as sherry, and there's always that oak. This is like a really lovely, juicy, plump piece of wood that's been soaked in alcohol.
It's definitely a wintry dram, isn't it?
It is, definitely. Because it's nice and warm. Even though the mouthfeel is cold, the flavours in your mouth are warm, but not spicy. I was expecting a little spice.
I got a little touch of spice,
not
to be
honest.
honest.
Not as much as I thought.
It's making my mouth water.
It's definitely a mouth-watering.
It's moreish.
Yeah, definitely.
I think, which is the... If you're struggling to get the chocolate, is that diminishing your enjoyment of it on what you're expecting?
No, do you know what I just got? When I was sipping it then, I inhaled. I felt like I got a bit coconut.
Coconut?
Yeah.
I thought he was going to say cocoa.
No.
Coconut. So, in theory, it should be a... what's the coconut? No, the coconut chocolate.
Oh, yeah, like Bounty.
Bounty,
oh,
yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Think of a Bounty.
I'm really trying hard to pick out the chocolate. Right, so let me think about cocoa. So cocoa is not sweet. It's quite bitter, isn't it? I'm thinking 70% chocolate. Let me see if I can get that now. I've got that flavour right in my head. Or chocolate drops.
I definitely get it. It's not, like you said, it's not the overriding note. It's just one of them. It goes with the sherry, the dark fruits, just it's not like a sugariness. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. Because it's got that dark chocolate note that isn't sweet at all, but there's a sweetness there.
I'm going to say, having swilled that round my mouth for a little while, on the finish, if I had to pluck at straws, I would say on the finish, I think I got a slightly chocolatey bitter note.
So
not sweet though, not like you
that's
said.
That's what I'm
like
trying
milk
to say.
Chocolate,
It's like you've got the sherry, but then the chocolate is very much like the dark, high cocoa.
Yeah, I just was expecting more. Maybe I was expecting, wow, this is so chocolatey, and I haven't got that today.
That's fair enough.
Yeah,
maybe that's not
I am
what
going to say though, this whiskey in my mouth is just so lovely.
Yeah. So
it just
saying
feels lovely.
Where on the slider, if I pop that up, whereabouts?
I'm still going to say on the slider, it's right up here.
Right.
Because I'm not disappointed I didn't get chocolate. I think there probably is a power of suggestion there for me.
Definitely.
Maybe you need to do me a blind tasting and say one of these has got chocolate and one of them hasn't, and see if I can get it that way, because I feel like I'm being very influenced. I'm searching for that note.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that. However, taking that away, this is a really lovely dram.
Still a good whiskey.
Cracking one for the first one of the year.
Definitely.
Yeah, beautiful.
So I'm going to say, same as you, it's definitely up the good end.
Yeah.
At the slider.
We probably need to think of a better phrase than up the good end.
I think it's just relative of, if like here is okay, down your end is kind of terrible. But it's just, we don't want to rate them as in a score, because it's so subjective, isn't it? Yeah. We prefer it. It's into the green thumbs up level.
This is such an easy sipper. Like, this would be the easiest dram to drink any night.
Yeah, and not being funny. If you go out and buy a bottle of this, you're going to buy it because of the notes we've said, not because we've said it here on the slider.
Yeah.
Our slider
Whether
isn't
you
going
think
to
that's
influence you.
your
That's just kind of somewhere
taste,
where we want to show you where we are on the slider. If it's down that end, maybe think twice about it. If it's anything past half,
I quite like as well. Like we said, Douglas Laing do a lot of scallywag versions. Like if you had their original, we've done this before, where we've had the winter one, and I wished I could compare them before. They always deliver. They've always got that common thread that runs through. It's that lovely space side. And for a blended that's this high ABV, it is such an easy sipper. It's really, really enjoyable.
They've never done us wrong.
No.
So far anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe one day they will.
Yeah,
but even though this isn't necessarily
chocolatey that I'm getting,
bomb that you were hoping for.
And lots of people are probably going, no, I can taste the chocolate, but I can't.
And that's lovely. If you are, then that's brilliant. I mean, that's fantastic.
Chocolate's
Maybe more susceptible to it than we are, but for us, it is what it is. So, should we get onto the finish and see what we think of that? So, the finish.
Let's take a sip.
What's your thoughts on it? Yeah, let's have a sip and then. Okay, so for me, it's got a bit warmer now on the finish.
Definitely.
A little bit of spice comes through on the end.
Definitely.
It feels quite a creamy finish.
Yeah.
It doesn't peter out, does it? It's kind of quite, it feels thick.
Yeah.
Probably thicker on the finish than it did when I was drinking it.
I think it's warmer. I think my mouth, like I said before, it's a really warm whiskey. It feels delicious in my mouth. Even though initially the mouthfeel was cold, you are right that it's very viscous, coats your tongue. You know you've had a whiskey in your mouth as such. It's definitely warmer on the finish than when you initially take the palate. Like it is spicy, but deliciously spicy. It's not that, oh, that's really spicy. That's not the overriding flavour. And I think I get more of those sherry notes. I think there's like a burnt brown sugar maybe, and the wood, the cask comes through for me.
I definitely think now I've been drinking this for the last 5 or 6 minutes, how long this video's been going on for, your palate seems to acclimatise to it a little bit more. Yeah. So it's getting used to those notes.
Hefty, yeah.
And it's just a really nice dram, to be honest.
Are you getting chocolate on the finish? See, I didn't.
I wouldn't say chocolate now. I think the spices come out a little bit more.
You can feel it, like I always get it just there. It's like really warm.
But it makes you want to have another one.
Yeah.
Which is
the name of the game.
The name of the game, isn't it? I would
say it's medium length. I would say it's still there now, but actually it's starting to fade now. Yeah. But all of those flavours are there right the way through. Like, it is a really rich whiskey.
You're still getting coconut on the finish?
No, I only had it when I took a sip.
And then nosed it as well.
I nosed
so
at the same time. So you've had it
more. The coconut was more like on the nose while you were drinking it rather than on the palate.
Yeah, haven't got anything on the finish. Yeah, like that. For me, it's the sherry notes and the wood, that lovely warm spices. I can still feel it in my mouth now, but I would say all of the flavours kind of dissipate at the same time. It's a medium to long. Yeah. But it's not one note. All of those notes you get all the way through on the nose, on the palate, you get on the finish.
It doesn't change much, does it, from the start to
I think
the
it's a very, very rich whiskey that holds its notes all the way to the end. Yeah. Sign of a really good dram for me.
Okay,
I really like that.
Bring up the slider. Where is it?
I'm going to still just go, excuse me, still just go right up more in the higher end of the green, because there's nothing wrong with it. Take away the fact that I couldn't get chocolate, but I've said before, that's me. I've always struggled. I'd have been very surprised if I'd have gone, oh my God, this is chocolate.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Funny, it's not a chocolate milkshake.
No.
It's a whiskey that has got
A chocolate note
of whiskey in it.
Yeah.
And it's always going to be the same, isn't it? It depends who you are.
Where you are, what you're drinking, when you're drinking it.
How good your palate is.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, some people might have it and just, it's chocolate all the way. You know, you couldn't have anything more chocolatey than, anything.
It makes me actually want to, maybe over the course of the next few weeks, sit down of an evening, maybe after having some other whiskies and having this at the end of an evening and just seeing if I get exactly the same notes or something different.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll do it in an Instagram post. I would like to just see whether, was it just that pour? Is it just today?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
And just before we do move on, I did an old fashioned with this because I've been trying to experiment with chocolate bitters and things like that, and it is brilliant in an old fashioned. You put some chocolate bitters in there with it. That helps the chocolate note, obviously. But what a drink! Give it a go if you've got the stuff. Give it a go. It's well worth it. But yeah.
Where are you thinking? It's
Again, yeah. I mean, I'm going to stay probably obviously into the greens. Not right at the end because it's not the best finish I've ever had in the world.
Yeah.
It's just nice. So I'm going to go in between and amazing.
Yeah.
But
you can't fault them for experimenting, for bringing out different releases, and they are limited editions. They're not part of their core range, but I really like the fun element to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
But we can get to that when we give our final verdict next. So let's move on with that. Let's see what we thought of it. Okay, so this section is called Do We Like It, which is our final verdict really on the whiskey that we've tried today, which is the Douglas Laing Chocolate Edition. So
yeah, I definitely liked it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay.
Despite not getting all of the chocolate notes, but
yeah, I agree. It is a lovely whiskey. Maybe slightly mark it down for me because it's not as chocolatey as I was hoping it would be when they are kind of saying it's chocolate edition. I probably wanted a little bit more, but I don't know how far you can go with a chocolate note in a whiskey. Am I expecting too much? Am I putting it into the same category as other things when it's a chocolate edition, like food? You can get away with that note a lot more, can't you? If it was literally just chocolate, you'd probably
I think it's all subjective as well. So, for example, yesterday I had a dram of a whiskey, and without even thinking about it, the first note I got on nosing was Brazil nuts, right? Huge, unmistakably nuts. And it was part of a tasting. We were on Zoom. There were lots of other people that said yes, they got the same note. That whiskey isn't marketing itself as the Brazil nuts whiskey. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, and then somebody else might say, oh no, I got apple pie, or somebody else might be like, oh no, I got the wood influence. I think it's an interesting concept when a whiskey is saying this is the chocolate edition. Everybody should get chocolate, I suppose, is what they're saying. And I'm not saying it's a bad note. I'm saying more it's me because I haven't been able to get it before. Maybe I just need to eat more chocolate just to make sure I've got that in my nose.
I wonder if there's any thought process into it where they don't call it the chocolate edition, but they heavily kind of push that in the notes.
Yes.
So that it's not so much.
This is what you would expect.
They must be fairly confident that you're all going to get chocolate.
Yes.
So they called it the chocolate edition.
Yeah.
But they could have easily called it the Christmas. It came out around Christmas if I remember rightly. They could have called it the Christmas kind of luxury edition.
Yeah.
And then had chocolate in the notes and gone heavily on the kind of chocolate and the coconut and all those kind of notes and kind of edged the bets on it.
Yeah.
Because
I think for me, because I've had scallywags before, And because the sherry influence, I mean, it's completely 100% matured in sherry. I really like that flavour, and I think for me, it was delicious and so enjoyable. I kind of didn't get past that, I think.
Yeah, but you enjoyed it.
And that's my
either way.
inexperience, I would imagine, and, you know, being unable to pull out maybe the finer delicacies. But
it'll be interesting to see in the comments, like say if you've tried it and you got chocolate and it was like, how can they not be getting chocolate? Let us know, because you know, we would like to know that even though we're not getting chocolate so much now, maybe give ourselves some time to get better at our notes and things like that.
Of chocolate.
Yeah, we'll learn from that. You know, we learn from you telling us that we're not necessarily wrong, because these are our notes, yours are yours.
Yeah.
But we can look at them and go, okay, we need to come back to this.
I'm always happy to up level. I'm always looking to learn and to be able to pick out the finer points.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we're on the slider.
Definitely at the top, I liked it. I really liked it,
Right up here, or...
Probably in the top quarter,
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, 100%. I would buy this again. I think it's a really easy drink to drink at any evening. It's never going to disappoint me. It's a really lovely dram. Yeah,
I'm going to go the same as what I've always said, probably about halfway up, just because it's doing nothing wrong. It's a lovely dram.
Yeah, really nice.
I would reach for it in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
and be
not overly
happy.
expensive.
If you said, if I asked you to pour me a dram and you picked this, I'd be extremely happy with that choice. It's not the best whiskey in the world I've ever had, so it doesn't belong all the way up the end, but it's just a good, solid dram that I know I'm going to enjoy.
Really lovely.
So that's it. That's our first video of 2022. We hope you've enjoyed it. We've tried to change it up a little bit with the graphics and stuff, so we hope you like that.
And if you like the singing, comment down below and I'll see if I can find another song for next video.
You can comment all you want. I should just delete them straight away, and she'll never see that you've said that her singing was good. If I get to the comments first, it doesn't matter. So thank you so much for watching. We do appreciate you all taking the time out of your day for watching. Please click that subscribe button if you haven't already. It means the world to us. We're not far off 1,000 subscribers now, which opens up a few doors of being able to do things to advertise our videos. So please click the subscribe if you're not already. Like I say, it just helps us out. Thank you for watching. Have a great week next week, and we'll be back soon with another new Dram Drinker video.